I hate to say it, but the LEGO situation is insane. Is that the title of this video? I don't know. That's probably already been used by any number of people who are already covering this situation. Hey fellas, Onus here, and welcome back to With a Y, and today I want to talk to you about something that I'm almost certain you've already heard about. There's this so-called LEGO scandal going on, mostly revolving around this guy, Reckless Ben, and it concerns stakes that are, quite frankly, impossible to wrap your head around until you have, like, all several hours of the content explained to you. It involves the alleged theft of the most expensive LEGO collection in the world. It alleges a corrupt police department who has arrested Reckless Ben over his search of the stolen LEGO collection over the course of months, and it also has something to do with, like, ties to the Mormon church. I'm saying all alleged because, to be honest, like, there is so much coverage I still have to catch up on, and I don't know all the details, and even if I did, I feel like I'd still be, like, riding the line. I'm gonna try to give you the gist, but I'm also going to send you to some other places that'll give you, like, a more top-down, full coverage of everything that's happened in this situation. Also, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you never miss an upload. I'm really trying to get to 300K, and it means the world. So in Utah, there's this guy, Brian Mansell, whose dad owns the most expensive collection of Legos, like, as far as I'm aware, $200,000 worth. His dad was getting up there and was having, like, some health complications, so the son decided that it's probably time we sell these and, like, make good on it while we can. So he signs an agreement with a company called Bricks and Minifigs, specifically a local location that had, like, a franchise agreement where the store owner was the one that Brian signed the deal with. The owner of the store, who Brian signed the contract with, was trying to wind down operations of the store and ran into, like, some issues with the higher-ups where the outcome of it was that Brian didn't get paid out what he was owed on the Legos that they sold there, but he also didn't get the Legos back. After trying to resolve the dispute directly with Bricks and Minifigs, he takes this situation to Reckless Ben, who has, like, a history of doing deep dives into situations like this. Like, he's known for going to McCamey Manor, and he has a whole saga of stuff of going through the manor itself, which I'm myself not familiar with. He has a Patreon page that he supports himself through to do, like, really big deep dives like this, and he's been tracking down the story of what happened to these Legos. What I can assume was months to maybe even, like, a year at this point, but the coverage that he's been giving has happened over the last 2 weeks. Some highlights of what have been going down are him getting, like, arrested multiple times, trying to trick Bricks and Minifigs, like, as a larger corporation, into suing him through a variety of, like, clever schemes, like naming a business something to the effect of "we steal from old people," where the tagline is Bricks and Minifigs, to try and get them to do something about it on a trademark front. And he has, like, other colorful schemes like this where he's basically just playing in their face, trying to get them to react. But he's been arrested multiple times. He was getting pulled over by the cops a bunch in his videos, and eventually he apparently fled to Mexico to avoid prosecution for what he was doing in the state of Utah. And the heat was so hard on the local police department here that they had to make a new YouTube channel and upload their first video where they were doing a case review of the Bricks and Minifigs / Reckless Ben media release and explaining their thoughts and methodology of what was going into there. I have not expertly reviewed these videos, so I'm gonna, like, point you to some folk who have, like, actually been covering it this whole time. Obviously, Reckless Ben's original series is where all of this kicked off. I've watched most of this initial video, and the presentation is absolutely fucking immaculate, man. Like, the way he, like, weaves the story and raises the stakes and then shows visuals of why the stakes are legitimately this high is fucking insane. The way I found out about this whole situation was through Critical, who I think has been going the hardest on this situation out of anybody doing secondhand coverage. It's been pretty much every fucking day that there was some new crazy development that he had to, like, start talking about in order to keep up to date on. This LEGO scandal situation is actually crazy. It was 35 minutes long, and, like, it's how I initially found out. And when he said just, like, Reckless Ben has the original video, I'm like, okay, I'll watch that instead. And I was, like, hoping to keep up with this as, like, it went along, but, like, just more and more shit kept piling up that it's, like, just quite frankly gotten out of reach. The day I found out about this, like, some crazy development happened, and Reckless Ben uploaded a response type thing to follow up on it. Then there was, like, more legalese stuff, and then some body cam footage started actually coming out. I think Ben had attained some of it, and then, like, the American Fork Police Department had been releasing their own stuff about it. Then you had the response from the police department, all of these getting, like, the 40 to 50 minute video treatment from Critical, which is incredibly rare, like, exceptionally. All the way up till today, where Bricks and Minifigs sent a note to Patreon, the head of the company of all people, and the co-founder of Patreon released this video in response.
It's Jack Conti, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Patreon. On May 29th, Patreon received an official takedown request filed by Bricks and Minifigs for media and accounts related to Reckless Ben and an ongoing dispute regarding a local LEGO consignment issue.
Them choosing to hop in at this point is very interesting to me because I'm sure they get requests like this all the time from like a various amounts of corporations. Maybe some people who like have copyright issues and are trying to get like certain Patreons taken down. There could be like a multitude of reasons, but I never have seen the CEO come on camera to address it directly on like such a particular issue like this.
This is the verified complaint with exhibits. This is the request for immediate content removal pursuant to temporary restraining order. And this is the motion for the temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction.
This video is only 46 seconds long, but Jack Conte, like, I feel like he has a bit of creator brain himself because he's just like winding up the stakes as like we go every second further into this video. He's like starting like, we got some serious legal matters to talk about. Here's all the actual papers that they sent us to show us that this is the reason we want this shit shut down. And then he does like a total bait and switch.
After an extensive review and investigation by Patreon's trust and safety team, we have, in fact, unfortunately determined that Bricks and Minifigs can stuff it. We're keeping Ben's page up. And if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't like that, they can sue us.
Damn, bro, he really put some fighting words behind that. Yeah, those guys, this giant corporate conglomerate who are trying to silence a small individual creator, well, they can stuff it. And the little fucking smile, like when he's like, hey, if you want to go into court, we can do that too, bro, but it seems like you got some of your own issues to work out first. Don't come at us. I feel like it's pretty obvious why they picked this situation to do it. Like, the whole LEGO scandal is an insanely viral situation that the only way you could have avoided it if there was like some cosmic ray that caused a bit flip on your computer so that your algorithm never fed you anything about it. And I don't know what their internal standards are for like what they do and do not submit to request on removal of an account, but this is a really easy PR win. I wonder how LEGO feels about this whole thing because their name is getting thrown around all over the fucking place in like really negative terms, but it truly has nothing to do with like LEGO, the wider corporation, as many criticisms as you can make of them. This is about like a reseller store that I don't think is like officially tied to them at all. Like maybe they have contacts at LEGO because they're just like such a big reseller, but ultimately like they're just like over in Finland or wherever fucking Legos got made and they're all just pulling nervously at their collar and probably really glad that they stopped tweeting on the main account like years ago so their replies just aren't bombarded by this shit. Pretty much everybody I've seen is like talking about this shit, man. It's absolutely insane. I saw CoffeeZilla was apparently working on like a two-part investigation on this where he's like, I'm already done with the first half and I could like release that right now. It's like 30 minutes plus already, but then like it's gonna be a huge cliffhanger for the second. I'm like still like gathering all the information on this in bits and pieces and trying to like lol funny Legos, and I'm gonna continue to do that, but I feel like when CoffeeZilla's video comes out, that's going to be like the premier way I try to catch up on all of it because I just love his presentation on stuff. And I think the funniest place I've seen this just completely dominate the news cycle is on Philip DeFranco's show. Like I tune into his stuff pretty regularly for like daily news shit. I don't watch like every section he does, but like he mostly does like politics and like economic stuff these days. But like half his thumbnails for the last week have had Reckless Ben in them there somewhere, and I guess it kind of does fit the MO when you start getting into the political conspiracy of it all. Like local government corruption shit. The dude is getting arrested, had to flee the fucking country, and like there's apparently Mormon cover-up shit going on, man. And I really don't know how this is gonna play out because I feel like everybody who has like a somewhat of the finger on the pulse in this situation, they do want Brian and his family to get the Legos back, or at least the valuation of the Legos. And one thing like you can unambiguously praise Ben for is that he started a GoFundMe to raise the amount and then some of the Lego collection's value, and that hit the $300,000 goal it was going for through community donations really recently. And like I think that's just, you know, unambiguously good. Like even if these guys can't be made whole by getting the Legos back, they were trying to sell them, getting like the dollar amount so that they can help pay for their dad's health issues and such is something. But I think like the really weird bit is like Reckless Ben has been going through some crazy lengths, just using insane tech and methods to get the information that he has been. And like, does he like get sort of legal blowback for that? Like even if the audience watching can believe in it as a cause, like what is the legal system gonna do to him, especially if it gets tried in the state of Utah? It feels like they look out for their own over there. And Ben was coming in from out of state. I honestly, like, I'm just watching with my jaw dropped like fucking everybody else is in this situation. But yeah, if you guys are really curious about this, I would check out any of the more in-depth coverage of this situation that anybody's done. It's just, there's fucking hours of it, dude. Like, even if you like pick only one person to hear about all the information from, that's more than eating one meal with YouTube. Anyways, that's all I got. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @withAY. That email's in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe with notifications on. Anyways, piss off.